It's the main event actually. So it's Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green. This is also going to be potential coming out party for a certain fighter. So Grant Dawson, 21-1. He does have that draw in his record against Ricky Glenn of all people. He's 0-1 in his last five. 29 years old, 5'10", 72-inch reach, fighting against Bobby King Green, tried and true UFC vet, 30, 14-1. He's coming off of that. I don't even know if you call it. It was just a win of Tony Ferguson, or the carcass of Tony Ferguson at this point. 37 years old, so he's definitely not too much in his prime anymore. 5'10", 71-inch reach. So in terms of physical dimensions, I mean, they're pretty much the same. There's no reach advantage or height advantage either way too much. Um, I think that this is going to be another potential steamroll for Grant Dawson. I mean, Grant Dawson's coming off of that dominating win over Damir Ismagulov. I mean, he just dominated Damir, maybe sent him back to his retirement with that grappling and pace they put on. Had Damir in a full Nelson master lock. That was like a meme. That was just a really embarrassing way to go for Damir. Because I remember that coming into that fight, he said that he was going to retire, but he came back, and to come back and kind of look like that, that's not a good look. Grant Dawson, the thing I like about this guy is, and this is the type of people that I like to have money on, right? Like, he get a lot of control time, and he took the secured, boring dub. Didn't care about the booze, didn't care about like all the naysayers. All he did was take a dub on his record, and you can see that. I mean, this guy's record is 20-1. Like, he's only lost once. It has one draw. I mean, 20 dubs. Like, his win percentage is so damn high. Um, Constantly diving for legs. I mean, follows the game plan to get it to the ground. Striking's okay, and nothing special, but really, I mean, his pace and pressure is pretty damn good. I mean, I think that it's pretty special for this lightweight class. Even he can put a lot of people in trouble with that pace and pressure. I believe that this is going to be his first 5 round fight, so it's going to be his first, main event. Based on his fighting style, I don't think there's going to be any worries. I think that he always had a good kind of pace to him, so like he doesn't really tire out from what I've seen. If he does tire out, I don't think there's that much of a dip in his performance when he does. So I think that it's going to be fine for a 5 round fight, and he probably will take this to a decision because fighting Bobby Green, I mean, exciting stand up, low hands. He's one of those dudes that just always puts on an exciting fight, whether he wins or loses, right? He does have a wrestling background, but he doesn't really use it anymore. I mean, I think maybe at this point he's too old, so he probably just wants to take things to the feet. Um, he relies on volume and pace to really get through his fights, and I think that that's where the detriment is going to be for him, because I think to beat a guy like Grant Dawson, you probably need to have some kind of power to punish him on the feet when he's trying to go in for those takedowns or trying to go in for those just like grappling exchanges. And Bobby Green at this point, I mean, he does have hands; they're pretty quick, but I think he has like below average power. He has good cardio, but the durability, seems to be waning. If you guys remember that fight that he had against Jared Gordon, I think he looked pretty flat against Jared Gordon, and I think he got saved in that fight because it looked like he was about to lose that fight, and that headbutt kind of changed things, changed the no contest. But before that, he was coming off of a KO against Drew Dober, where Drew Dober cracked him. That was a knockout. Coming off of Islam Makhachev, like pretty much like sub. That it's not good looks. I mean, I think that Bobby Green is probably past his prime at this point, and the UFC. Just look at how they treat their fighters, right? I mean, they put him against Tony Ferguson. They probably wanted to see who would win, and then use that person who won to kind of build up another fighter, which is Grant Dawson. So, like for example, I mean, Tony Ferguson's going to fight Paddy Pimblett, right? So they're trying to always set up that younger fighter, and I think they're definitely trying to set up Grant Dawson here because his record is immaculate. Um, I think Grant Dawson's an easy parlay piece here. I could see him doing a potential decision. More likely a not decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to actually come out and make a statement and get a sub here. I mean, I think that Bobby Green is someone that he could probably sub because Bobby Green isn't that much of a physical specimen. He's still pretty quick for his age, but I don't think he has that like bull strength that Grant Dawson would need to worry about. So pick here is Grant Dawson, parlay piece for me. And yeah, what Kevin? What do you think about this fight here?
Yeah, this is definitely the easiest pick of the card in terms of like a lock. And the reason being is that, well, for one, Bobby's that grappling, like he's not much of a grappler. Um, and he's kind of like a gatekeeper, like fight setup kind of guy. Like you beat Bobby to set up other fights. Like, like, like that's who they gave Islam, right? Um, setting Islam up. I think they're doing that to set up potentially a fight between Grant and Islam in the future. Just that's kind of how they do it, right? Like, oh, they both beat Bobby, so let's do it better, right? And on top of that, Bobby have any knockout power, so like you know, your only concern really would be like Grant getting knocked out, but I don't think that's gonna happen because he would just take it to the ground and you know implement his like excellent ground game on Bobby. And it's like no way that Bobby's gonna be able to train for that kind of skill in one camp. So yeah, the Grant by decision is gonna be a pretty good one. But I doubt Grant would try to, you know, just hang on it for 5 rounds. That'd be like too
Mm-mm.
tiring probably. So he's gonna go for the sub instead.
Yeah, I like that play. Plus 130 for sub Bright Grant right now. Alex, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm same with you guys. I think Grant Dawson set and forget type parlay. Um, he's like way too relent. Grant Dawson's way too relentless with his takedowns. Like this is the type of guy you want to have your money on, because he has that game plan and he's gonna stick to it. If you just watch his fights, like just so relentless with his takedowns, like he'll keep shooting for them. Um, and Yeah, like the fact that it is a 5 round fight, that is like a bit scary because like his Dawson's fight against Ricky Glenn that ended up in a draw, he did kind of gas out in the last round, even though he kind of dominated the first two. So yeah, if I'm Grant, I'm going for the kill in the early rounds. Um and I like that Grant Dawson he trains out of American Top Team, which is a really good gym, and so uh, I've heard that his striking is getting a lot better as well. So I think it's a pretty comfortable parlay piece.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, if his striking can even get to like a B-ish level, man, I think he has a ways to go, man. That he's gonna be a contender for sure. So yeah, I agree with you guys. Cool. Well, it looks like we're all on the Grant Dawson train, Joe Pyfer train. So some pretty good parlay pieces there.